So we can talk about that too.
We might as well get started. I think I'm taking minutes tonight because unless someone else wants to, because Michelle is not here. But I can put together based on my notes and stuff and everyone's comfortable with that. I would, but no. I don't believe.
Quite awake. Quite awake. I
December-
never woke up today.
So you guys want me to read the minutes? Somebody want to
I
read?
can read. Let's
All
get
right.
my gum though. Wouldn't be very light, would it?
Okay, so Denise. Read our minutes.
Okay, Library Trustee meeting minutes, September 10th, 2024. Meeting called to order at 6:09. Present Director Jen Crosby, Nita Abbott via Zoom, Denise Conti, Michelle Petras, and Candace Ribeiro. Absent Bernadette Archibald, Paula Bodio, Jennifer Chauvin, Helen Gertu. Since there is no quorum, we decided to hold meeting and defer any decisions/votes until next month. Minutes of last month's trustee meetings were read. Director's report, building update. Air conditioning is finally working properly. James White of White Hollow Landscaping dug out the pump in Alice's garden to see what we need. Unable to get any specs off the actual pump, but Lou Barry said he ordered it initially and is going to try to find the link so we can order a new one. Helen will send a quote for that once we know how much the pump is. Operations update. A reporter came today to do a story on our Nature Storytime programming. The book sale has been going well. It ends September 28th. Jen is currently working on the AM financial report, which is due in October. The Hoopla cost is getting to be a burden on the library's materials budget. It was $408 this past month, up from $300 to $350. Jen spoke to our representative at Hoopla, and she suggested cutting down the amount of checkouts per person from 10 to 8, and to turn off the email reminders to help cut this back. Jen will try this for a month or two before making any other drastic changes. We also have the option to limiting the catalog to items that cost the least and cutting down checkouts to 6 per person. Jen feels $350 a month is doable. Janice's medical leave will start October 15th for 8 to 10 weeks. Current statistics update. Circulation for August was 6,108. Total network transfers were 4,149. 751 items from other libraries and 3,388 from our library. The library saved the community approximately $77,000. This is very similar to July's numbers. Warrants. $1,274.98 Baker and Taylor. Discussion and voting deferred until next meeting due to London Water. Meeting adjourned at 6:50 p.m. Next meeting October 8th, 2024, 6 p.m. Respectfully submitted Michelle Peters, recording secretary.
My only change is the director's report where it says Jen's currently working on it's supposed to be MA.
Oh,
Massachusetts.
So it's an AM. I didn't know what it was.
AM. Massachusetts. That was.
I didn't know what it was.
I'm so sorry.
So MA.
Yes.
Okay.
Nurse.
That's why I went AM.
Right? Well, you read it perfectly. That's not what it was stated. Other than that, that's all I had. Just read our minutes.
Oh, okay.
And we made one change. There was Jen's currently working on it's supposed to be an A financial report. Okay. But everything else was perfect. I just want to vote. I'm gonna take notes for today.
Anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Jeff, can I ask you about Libby? Is there a cost to Libby?
Yes. Yeah, so our last meeting, we had discussed, it was getting a little pricey.
No, you said.
Or sorry, yeah, Hoopla is the one that we pay for per usage, and Libby is the free one. It's the free. Yeah, I'm sorry. Libby is the one that costs us the money.
Okay. No,
Um,
hoopla.
This is going really well. Yeah, so we pay for Hoopla per usage. Libby is free through the Student Mars system.
Thank you.
Wow. Great.
And I was talking to someone today, and he was saying he lives in town and he uses Libby. Is Libby just Granby?
It is all CW Mars.
CW.
Yeah, so we do pay for like once yearly we put in the contribution toward it so that some of the items are like held special for our patrons, just like extra copies of certain items, but it's mainly CW Mars shared. Okay.
okay. Lindsay, your report?
Yes, okay. So our building update, the book sale leftovers were picked up. And then Lauren's best friend brought her items that she had from her home library. So I do have a brand new full cart of books for sale out there that are all pristine condition from Lauren's collection, and they're gorgeous. So feel free to check it out.
What are the prices on this?
$3 a hardcover and $2 a paperback. It's a lot of books up there that are still being sifted through too. And then the update for the pump for the fountain outside, Erica from White Hollow said that they were able to obtain the pump needed for the fountain. They're willing to donate it and their time to install it. And Helen told me today that they're going to wait until the spring, which makes more sense than to do it now before winter. So
It's really nice. It really is nice. It's gonna feel like I know Blueberry really didn't want me to ask them to help with it. Like it was kind of trickle down effect. Is there something we could do to thank them for?
absolutely, I think we should.
In time that they devote to landscaping out there all the time.
Did you have something in mind?
I suggested like maybe the next book sale we could give them a gift certificate so they could select how many books they want. However money we decide to donate to that.
Yeah.
That's just one idea.
Yeah.
We certainly could
Could
come
have
up
put
with some.
heads together or something.
Yeah.
That was actually a nice idea, though. Yeah.
I think so too. They're, I don't know if anybody else knows it, but they're a young family in town. White, Officer White. And Jim's White.
And then the two little girls, they're in here all the time, so I'm sure they would love to come and check out the book sale, the gift certificate.
Yeah.
That'd be fabulous.
Okay.
I'm putting it on here and I'm circling it as something for us to and hopefully should ask them friends if we can go ahead and do it if they don't mind. If they will. But
Yeah, just to show appreciation. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
and they can use that anytime at any of the sales.
Thank you. That's it.
Something to look forward to. Awesome, and that's very generous. They're the sweetest. So,
Did you get any numbers on your book set?
not yet.
Okay.
I don't want to speak on it yet because we have to wait until all the square purchases come through, and that goes in separately, and I don't get to see that part. So like I know how much money we made cash wise, but not square yet. They're meeting next Thursday, so I don't know how much money we made, but I think we did really well. This is a really profitable one, and the books were really good. We had a lot of really nice items. Even though it wasn't as much as we normally have, I think the quality was there.
Yeah.
So people bought it.
That's great.
Yeah, that was really great. It was a lot of fun. Glad it's over. And then my hoopla update. Our bill came in this month at $306.81. So, I was kind of surprised that making those two changes made that much of a difference. It was almost $100 less than it was the month before. It was much better with the changes. I'm going to continue to keep an eye on it and just see if like this was a fluke month with everyone going back to school, whatever. Just kind of keep my eye on that trend, and see how we go from there. And then I did give everyone a copy of our fall happenings, so you can kind of see what's going on. We have a lot going on this fall, so I figured we'd make a newsletter. A few things on here supported by the Granby Cultural Council. We're doing the magic and mystery of crop circles. Burial grounds of Granby and South Hadley through history will be here. A local author talk and about memoir writing with Steve Bernstein. If anyone knows Steve, he's going to be here. We're going to do a pastel workshop with Greg and our normal book group, knitting group, and coming soon our hot cocoa bar with our hot holiday knit sale, basket sale. So I figured I would just throw that at everybody so you can take it with you and mark off whichever ones you want to come to if you are interested in coming. Our financial report was submitted. We were within all of our parameters for our state aid for the year. All our compliance, we were at over 19% book budget, and our 3-year average was well within. We were looking really good. Finances wise, I also spent some time to go ahead and do the math to figure out what our appropriation will need to be for next year when the budget season comes. So I'm already ready because it's the same formula. You just plug in the numbers from this year into it. So I know exactly what we're looking at for what we need for next year's budget. So we won't sleep on it. I'm all ready to go. We got that signed and sent out last week. So that is off my desk. So feeling really good about that. We did great. Does anybody have any questions about any of that?
I have a question regarding the fact that we finish up. Janice on medical leave.
Yes.
How does that work?
She is on having her second knee replacement on next Tuesday, and the doctor's note is actually for up to 12 weeks tops. So it's going to be 3 months.
How do my staff?
So we are going to be kind of skeleton crew staffing. Nobody's allowed to be sick, but we do have a lot of volunteers right now. We're very lucky. You know, we have Rhonda coming in multiple days out of the week. Annabelle coming in the afternoons. Bernadette's one of my volunteers. Denise comes in twice a week. So we have a pretty good coverage. I know, because then of course I planned all these events.
That's very
See, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will I'll keep you in mind. I think we'll be okay. I have people that I have on call so that if somebody does get sick, I can just call them and say, hey, Rhonda's already offered to come in anytime we need her. So I think we're gonna be okay. Just, hoping for it to be on the lower side, but I can't predict how things are gonna go. So we'll just see. Hopefully this won't be so bad for her. She'll be back with us in no time. But
And with the holidays, like holidays here and there,
yes,
that we'll have that.
Fewer open hours.
it does help us. This time of year is a little quieter, so that's nice. A little less stressed out. It's not like the middle of the summertime. We'll be okay. We'll man the fort. I told you she's not allowed to leave me yet, so we're good. That actually brings me to our holiday hours discussion. I wanted to let everyone know, if you aren't aware, Lauren McIntyre, who was our Friends president, passed away back in July, and they're having her funeral celebration of life on October 19th, which is a Saturday. It's from 1 to 3 in Westfield. And since we will be short-staffed, and I would like to give my entire staff the opportunity to be there to honor Lauren, I was wondering how the trustee board felt about closing the library at 12:30 that morning. So we're closing an hour earlier than we normally do on October 9th.
I think it makes sense.
For Lauren, so we can all be there. Because
Yeah.
Denny's too. For my Saturday volunteer. So we're all gonna plan to be there. Who's gonna be here? I'll be by myself. But the crop circles, I was able to move him up to 10:30, so we can still have our programming. We can still be open for people almost the whole time. Just be closing 1 hour.
October 19.
Yeah.
I think as long as everybody's informed.
That's why I figure we get it out there now.
Like on the
About
website.
the site on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Just let people know why. We're not out.
And in terms, people are being understanding about that. It's only in one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We will still be here and just encourage people to come early and get everything in that they need to get.
What time is it at?
It starts at 1, so it's from 1 to 3 on,
Oh, you did say.
it's in Westfield at Bertian.
Yeah. I'm there before. What is
I've
that?
never been there before. It's right there, Bertian
Fortune
Adams.
Oh, Fortune's funeral.
Yes, and that's October 19th from 1 to 3. And I found some interesting stuff in with the books that they donated, so I want to make sure to get those back to, I know that is like a McIntyre family history. I don't know if her ex wants that or not. I haven't seen it before, so I'm gonna be bringing a few things back with me to give them. I found all kinds of treasures in there, but I thought that was kind of one that the family probably would want that. Okay, so let's vote on that so that no one can tell me I made that up.
Okay, so does anybody want to make a motion to close the library 1 hour early on Saturday, October 19th?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Okay.
Okay, we'll put it in here. Second. Okay, thank you. The other holiday hours, we don't necessarily have to talk about quite yet. We're not there. We always do on Thanksgiving and the day after the town. Let's us be closed for that. And we want to discuss December next month when we get there. Talk about that now.
Thanksgiving Friday, and what about the Saturday?
Saturday, we're always open. Yeah, we close the Friday and then open for the Saturday when we put them back in their morning. And we can table the December, January talk until next month if it's still on the options work for you. Okay, we'll just put that back on the agenda for next month.
Okay,
Just in the sake of time. And then our current library statistics. Our circulation for September was 4,712, which is not over 1,000. Previous month, that was from last month. Our total network transfers were 2,929. We saved the community approximately 56,000. So you can see it did go down a little bit from last month. And the summer is just so crazy. It's amazing to see the difference. But still doing pretty well. I think everyone's going to be settled in back to school and we'll be back to business. And then I have on here where am I at? The possible new trustee. I spoke with Kathy in the town clerk's office, and she had said the trustees must request to be on the select board's next meeting agenda to recommend the new trustee to fill the position. That person will be appointed by the select board to serve until the next annual town election, which is in May. How it works is the trustees and the select board will meet. With the trustee recommendations, a person will be appointed. Then that person will have to take out papers for an unexpired term of 1 year since Kate's position was until 2026.
Do we have anybody?
I think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Just to reach
But I haven't been around, so I haven't been able to connect with her.
Okay,
But there's someone who is interested, so hopefully it all happens. Unless anybody else has any recommendations.
anybody at the moment.
I know.
And if we really need it, if this falls through for whatever reason, we maybe there's the drawing board, but
And there would be there would be an opportunity for someone to be on the ballot on their expired terms. So this is a possibility. Okay.
Do we know when the select board meeting is?
I think they've been meeting weekly lately, because they're doing the search for a new town administrator. So I believe it's one Monday a month typically. So I think whenever we're ready,
Like the first Monday?
I think
Oh, no, the second Monday?
Second Monday, I think.
Second Monday, yeah,
so we have a little time, like,
yeah.
sorry, yes. For the second.
Well, we could just wait to hear from you after you talk to
Yeah.
her.
I'll
Yeah.
reach out to her again. We've just been emailing and so forth.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to have a meeting with her if she wants to come in,
Yeah.
and have a little tour and we can chat. and
Yeah.
Stuff, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so that's the plan. She also did let me know that those coming up in May 2025 are Candace, Helen, and Michelle. Just so you are heads up for May. Not that we want to think about May right now. but- And then we have one more thing to discuss. I gave everybody a copy of our scholarship criteria. And I know that we had talked about starting to work on policy work again, now that it's getting quiet, in the library and things aren't as crazy. This one came to mind first because I actually had a question from our youth services librarian about it. And she wanted to know if we could discuss possibly lowering the minimum hours that we require them to volunteer, especially after COVID. We haven't had anyone who has made that requirement because I think things just got really tough for, the kids to be here and put in the amount of time that we had originally required them to have in.
How many hours was it?
So we have a minimum of 72 logged library volunteer hours. That's okay. Must be completed per each junior and senior year. So it is kind of a lot. Especially like we have one candidate for this year who was really interested, and they're an NHS student. They have so much going on. They've done a lot of other projects in town, and they just haven't been able to put those kind of hours, but would still be an amazing candidate for this. So that kind of got us thinking, well, maybe there could be a little leeway here.
So, like, according to this, they absolutely have to have the minimum of 72 hours in order to be eligible for the scholarship.
Yeah. There's like no wiggle room there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's 2
That's
years.
what I took
Over 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then this particular, and I think we should change the whole thing just for one person, but it did kind of bring up that conversation. Like this particular student has been volunteering here since they were in 10th grade. And, less hours over a longer period of time. How specific are we gonna get? How rigid are we gonna be in our requirements if this person were to fill out an application? Especially if they've done a lot of other things in town. I don't know. If like,
Seems like longevity should be in there too. I mean, it's consistent and shows
like a
a
consistent
sense of
effort.
character to continue
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hosting food drives, things for like the local food pantry and things that like don't necessarily affect the library, but have also been like a real asset to the community.
and how your time. And I know like 72 hours hours, like, I don't know if before the pandemic, like with people being volunteering and, being eligible for the scholarship. But I know like kids nowadays, they have so much going on with, going college tours and, um, you know, doing other things and the NHS and, just a lot of stuff going on and I wonder if maybe it was a different time before, but
Yeah.
I don't know if the kids find 72 hours to be tough with everything else that they have going on, you know?
It 60 hours. We amended it to 60 log hours.
I was thinking between 40 and 50.
I was thinking 40, because that's already a full-time job, 40 hours. And they're a kid, so they're already full-time job somewhere else, school, so.
And probably a part-time job on top of that.
Yeah. So this would be like a couple hours a week, a couple weeks a month kind of a deal. Like they could space it out
Now,
that way.
question, is there a reason why we can't give them credit for if they are doing this? From 10th and 11th, and those start in 10th grade?
Kind of like what I was
Student
thinking.
starts, that young. They're
Yeah.
really putting forth the effort. and
There's
they're sticking with it.
That's kind of another thing, that we also have a requirement that they have to reside in Granby, which also we have a lot of really dedicated volunteer staff here that are in South Hadley, and they come in and they put in the hours too. So I think like maybe preferably who reside in Granby, but like that there can be a little bit of leeway, I think, a little bit of wiggle room within some of these requirements. Like maybe we could just reword it in a way that would say preferably reside in Granby. Or preference will be given to students. What if we have 3 students who apply and one's from Granby and 2 are not from Granby? But like, I don't know. I mean, they could be putting in more effort than, I don't know.
So it might be a better way to get more volunteers.
Yeah, make it a little more doable.
So you have a lot of young adults living in South Hadley and Bridgetown.
We do.
Do we get any of the kids from
Definitely. They'll come in and do like little projects and stuff, but not a typical like regular volunteer basis type of deal.
Does the school let the students know about this program?
Yes, yeah. We unfortunately nobody has been able to meet their requirements for a few years now, so we haven't even been posting it with the other ones. But this is something that we do make available to them every year to know like this is available. Let your students know if they're interested to come seek us out and start this early, especially the NHS
I was
kids.
gonna say is maybe there's something that we could put out there on TV or something to let kids know. Cause I never knew this.
I didn't either.
It's pretty new.
Yeah, we started a few years before.
Stephanie,
Yes, oh gosh, that's right. Stephanie, she's
the first person.
yeah, she was maybe more years than I thought. But yeah, we had a couple other good ones. We had 2 or 3, and then COVID happened, and this is just like not obtainable anymore, unfortunately. I don't know if we want to do
Even when we put out like a newsletter or whatever they put out, you could put a little blurb about it, just listen to the parents stuff.
yeah, that's the thing is like getting people to know. That's
I think
always
the
our
kids
biggest
get really
struggle here.
overwhelmed.
It's getting that info out to people.
Yeah.
And this probably gets lost in the shuffle of
See, I don't know how things work at the high school, but I just know, right?
I mean, there used to be a bulletin board with all the different scholarships. I don't know if they still have it, but might be something to look into.
Where's that?
In the high school, outside the guidance office, there used to be a bulletin board of
Oh.
different scholarships.
Oh, okay.
So you could figure out like Stop and Shop or wherever, and you can apply to them. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do submit this to them every year. so that they have the info. And we could alter it and send it in this year and just let them know that we've changed a few things if the group wants to do that.
I think it makes sense since we were able to meet the criterion back when it was initially established, and now things are changing. It makes sense to amend it.
Oh, I am torn about, having the other towns being involved because it makes it special for the kids of Granby.
And it is a $500 reward too.
Yes, but on the other hand, then how many volunteers are we getting each year, you know, that are willing to come in and help out and apply for the scholarship, you know?
Yeah,
Like you're not getting somebody every year from Granby, you know, and so I'm torn on that one.
Well, we
You
used
know,
to have a community service class. I don't think they still have it anymore.
Yeah.
But mine was community service in the library at the school, so if they could somehow do it, community service here, so they'd be getting credit for both the scholarship and class course.
Oh,
It's really good.
I don't know if they're still doing it though.
They were last year, and at least coming to our school, coming to East Mount last year, and we did have students that sent in. The reason that I said maybe putting on the newsletter is just students may not be looking at their junior year or their sophomore year.
right.
Whereas if it's out there, parents might say to them, you know, that'd be a good idea, that something should start, because at 15 or 16, we may not be thinking that far ahead yet.
That's true.
but
Or the parents
But-
just say, oh, look,
it'll
And
actually
suggest it.
at that age, if the parents do suggest it, it'll start them with their like on their
Have the fun.
have to volunteer. Well, that yeah, and just you know, almost like adult responsibility. You know, working your way that way. You know,
And back to the community.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because the parents won't be there to look at the bulletin board,
as
but they would be there, a lot of them would be coming here and seeing that.
soon as we get this approved, I will update it and I'll email it over to my contact there, and I'll ask specifically if there's a way that they can get this out to the kids ahead of time. Just let them know that the requirements have changed a little bit, it's more doable.
I mean, technically you can leave a sheet like this in the teens room. So the kids can see it as they're walking in or out.
Yeah, have a bulletin board too. Okay.
Yeah.
What do we think about the wording and the hour requirement? Well, we can keep it to a minimum of blank logged volunteer hours. 40? 45?
I want to say 40 because the kids have so much on their plate.
And that's per year.
Yeah.
40 per year.
40 total per year.
Oh, 40 total per year.
Per year, there's junior and senior year, so it would have to be 80 logged hours total. Love more than that, obviously, but. I think we can make it more than that too. Devil's advocate here.
I'm so far from kids. So
I was thinking like, you know, when they're gonna be sick too, they're gonna have things that come up. If they plan to do a couple hours a week, which is usually what we tell our volunteers, 2 hours a week, 2 to 3, depending on, you know, your attention span. Usually 2 hours a week, 1 to 2 times a month would probably, that would be
12 times 2, so
40-ish. That would give a little leeway if we did 40. If they're sick or whatever, so we don't want anyone coming in when they're sick. We could do, I'm between 40 and 45.
about 45. Okay, fine.
I like the idea of 45.
It's a good in between.
Yeah.
It's not too low, but it's also like, you know, we want them to be serious about the commitment because it is a $500 reward. So I think it's worth it if everybody agrees with that.
Instead of reside in Granby, how about kids who go to Granby High School?
Although I think we had talked about that when we first did this, is that some Granby kids go to McDuffie or they go, student choice
Yeah,
to other schools. So then that gets kind of iffy. So, yeah, there's a lot of kiddos that go to different schools. And vice versa, we have a lot of kids from other communities that come and go to our school. So, I think that's why we had chosen reside in Granby.
Reside in Granby or attend Granby schools.
that would open up a little bit.
You can do that.
Yeah, that's
I do like that, because, yeah, it's still keeping it towards Granby,
right.
but
And you have to figure too, the most of those kids that are attending Granby schools are doing a lot of their things here, would be for them actually to go to a different library to do anything. You know, they probably come to this library because this is where they are.
Maybe we have a bus that drops them off here, if they were to choose to. So depending on, yeah, they could live in, and we do have a lot of kids that live in other towns that come and use our schools, that would probably, I can see
I
that.
know a lot of families that come here because they come here.
And then like they grew up in Granby, but happen to live in Chicopee, but their kids still in the school. Yeah, I like that. I think we can change the minimum of logged hours to 45 and then change that top sentence to who reside in Granby or attend Granby schools and intend to continue their education.
I'll make a motion that we amend the scholarship criteria to read. Just what Jen said, I can repeat it, if necessary.
anybody want to second that?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Excellent. And does there anything, reading this over, does anything else need to be changed or updated, or does this sound like it's still okay?
Okay, so there will be a $500 award annually that may be dispersed between multiple qualified students. So my take on that is it could be two different people get to 50 bucks.
Yeah, we've never had that happen, but I think that does kind of leave that open for us to have it in case either been one child. or the other.
Especially like if they're both working hard,
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Keeping that is good. Scholarship will be awarded by the Board of Library Trustees in January prior to their second semester. So that will conclude our first policy update of the year and also get this out there to the kids. And I will email the school.
Great. Okay.
And Paula, I also have this for you. It's from the town hall's office about the Mass General Law about appointing to fill vacancy in town office. She sent it to me, so I figured I would copy of it for you to have on your record.
Oh, okay.
For the future, when this happens again, if it happens again.
Or when somebody moves away.
Yeah, when your position opens up.
Yeah.
That's the law, I guess. So thanks for bringing all that. All right, and then that concludes my portion of the meeting. It's set from warrants. You guys are ready.
Okay, we are ready for warrants.
So we have the one from last month that we didn't get to vote on. That's $1,274.98 for Baker and Taylor. Then we have, oh, actually, did I write them down? Then we have two others from this month. $3,700.18 for fire detection systems, GoNet Speed, Baker and Taylor, Midwest Tape, and Basecamp, and $1,519.79 for Baker and Taylor and Demco. So mainly books and supplies. Somebody wants to make a motion?
And you're not making motion.
I'll make the motion that we accept the warrants as presented by the director.
All in favor?
Aye.
Today's
10, 8.
Ooh. I just fine by this year.
Really all that. Okay, so next month, our meeting will be on Tuesday, November 12th. After the election, so we're steering clear of that.
What was that you just said?
November 12th for our next meeting, and we'll be steering clear of elections, because they're the week before.
Yeah, the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, usually I flex today. But this year we're good. We're in the clear. There we go. Oh, thank you.
Okay. And that is warrants, and I did have something for other, with Kate not being here anymore. There is an open position as an officer, as co-chair. And I didn't want to put it all on you guys, but I was just putting it out there to see. If anybody has thought about taking on the position of co-chair, which would be to post the agenda at the town hall. Like, was it 48 hours before the meeting? It has to be posted 48 hours before the meeting. And Jen and I would keep whoever wanted to take it on in, just involved with, like the agenda or things that are going on, so that they know what's going on if I can't make a meeting. So I didn't know if anybody ended up giving it any idea, or we can bring it up again at the next month's meeting when more people are present. I'm just putting it out there.
Think about it, it's fun. I say things are fun, like my fun and someone else's fun might be different, but you can say it with me, it's fun.
Give us Candice, Michelle, Vita.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at you for a second.
I'm not around that.
I just wanted to bring it to attention because with Kate being gone. And I feel that the position does need to have a warm body in it, the officer position, yeah. So. Anyway, give us some fun. Does anybody else have anything to talk about? No?
What about the holiday baskets?
Yes, I have that is coming soon on the newsletter.
Oh,
It'll be the
okay.
first Saturday of December.
So I'm expecting for that.
If anybody's crafty and wants to donate, we do take knit items for donation for it, and then pre-made holiday gift baskets for Saturday, December 7th. You can bring them in before. We say pre-made baskets only because it's hard. We have a really small volunteer staff that works on that. So getting a whole bunch of items that they then have to put together and find baskets and cellophane can be a bit daunting. We will do it, but it's not the greatest ideal situation. So we ask for pre-made baskets. If anyone wants to make one, it's a fun little project. And then come and buy them. Because all the money goes to the friends that are going to fund this scholarship. And we'll probably do a hot cocoa that day too. We just haven't really nailed down the details yet. But you know Jean's thinking. The wheels are turning for her. We're also gonna do the little gingerbread men hunt throughout town.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be gingerbread?
Yeah, it's gingerbread men is our theme this year.
It's the one that I
I love it.
Granby and I drive around town.
Slamming on the brakes, yeah.
I didn't see anything.
It's gonna be fun. She's, I think, still having a lot of fun with those kinds of things. So
That's great.
such an asset.
And it's just maybe with everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh, those little
You
gnomes.
see them, you
Saw the Halloween gnomes. I may have seen little Christmas tree gnomes kicking around the house. And they're very cute. And so we'll have a lot of fun stuff going on. I hope she continues to do those fun things with us. She retires. Because how am I gonna do all this? It's definitely not gonna be me. And then
Well, make a motion to. What's the word?
Adjourn
The meeting. Thank you. Thank you. I'm jet lagged.
Helen, you're on fire tonight.
Yeah, back. Goddamn.
Anybody
Where
want to
did you go?
second?
I'll sit there.
Okay,
Like, where'd you go? Oh my
all in
God.
favor to adjourn the meeting?
All right, thank you. We'll see you on November 12th.
Have you ever tried,